Alrighty, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my presentation. For my choice of metaphor, I've gone with my language and literacy journey is like a long car drive. So here is more of a metaphorical start to my car journey, and here's more of a literal sense. The beginning of the car ride started well. I was well ahead of schedule, having been provided with a new car and also a full tank of petrol. This was generously provided by my parents, two primary school teachers. Through both reading to me and teaching me to read, I was well prepared for my long journey before it even started. When I first began driving, the road was smooth and everything was new and exciting. Driving gave me a sense of independence, being away from my parents. However, similar to driving, language and literacy became something that I didn't really enjoy doing, but ultimately knew it was something that had to be done in order to get where I needed to go, university. So while the drive became more tedious as it went on, and I found myself taking breaks on the side of the road to focus on things I'd rather be doing. As a child, sport was a huge part of my life, as you can see. Soccer, footy, cricket, and remains a passion of mine to this day. Unfortunately, it came at the expense of my language and literacy. While some of my friends were reading Harry Potter books and doing their homework, I took a different road, focused more on sport. My friends did end up further along the journey than me, but I preferred the scenic route. At the end of every schooling year came the holidays, which to me were like stopping on the side of the road. It was a time when my language and literacy journey didn't really progress. Some of my friends didn't stop and kept on driving/reading for leisure. While a long car drive can be somewhat tiresome, it is essential in getting to the destination. Along the way, I took breaks, stopped for fuel, and even crashed my car a few times. But eventually, I will reach my destination in becoming a teacher. So my journey obviously started when I was a small child. As previously mentioned, both of my parents are primary school teachers, and I guess they took it upon themselves to read to me. Before I knew it, I was reading and writing before my first day of school. I've always been the youngest in my immediate family, on my mum's side, on my dad's side, and in my group of family friends, and more often than not, in most of my classes at primary school. I believe this has always set me up well for the future, as I'd been seeing what my brothers do for homework, and through their experiences, I gave myself a great idea of what to expect as I progressed through life. In prep, I had Mrs. Hercus. She was an extremely nice and caring teacher, acting as almost as a mother to most of her students, especially the preps. I could write before my first day of school. However, I was a very shy boy and lacked the motivation and confidence to write at school. This was the case until Miss Hercus found out about our family's recent acquisition of our puppy dog, Ruby, and I started off in school by writing about Ruby. I've always been a strong writer and reader. Throughout primary school and early secondary school, I read series such as Specky McGee, which is a footballing series, Toby Jones, which is about time travel and cricket, and The Cherubs, which is about child spies. However, the more passionate I got about my sport, the less I read for leisure. On the other hand, the more I got into sport, the more confident I became as a person. I was no longer the shy boy I was in school. Throughout sport, I learnt to communicate effectively with my teammates, as well as learning to work as a team. My leadership skills also improved. In many ways, the skills and traits I've learnt playing sport relate to my language and literacy journey. Throughout secondary school, I was once again doing quite well in English. However, when it came to my favourite subjects, I always leaned towards the likes of maths, PE, and psychology. In 2015, I started off quite slow in VCE English. I was averaging about 65% in my first two SACs, an essay and an oral, but as the year progressed, I asked my teacher, Mrs. Granger, more and more questions, which resulted in my grades improving significantly. I achieved a subject score of 35, which I was very happy with. I graduated year 12 with results I was very happy with, and decided to take a gap year to figure out what I was doing with my life. My language and literacy journey has continued into university, where most of my assignments come in the form of essays or oral presentations, both of which I am still improving at. Over the next few years at La Trobe, I hope to hone my skills in language and literacy and shift my focus from learning myself to helping others learn and guiding my students along their language and literacy journey, even if I do not end up teaching English. So when it comes to my language and literacy, I don't think I have too many weaknesses, which in itself is a strength. However, there are aspects of English which I could definitely improve on. Over the years, one thing that has been a strength of mine is my spelling. I've always been one of the better spellers in my group of friends. However, while my spelling is fairly good compared to my friends, my vocabulary probably isn't quite as large as theirs. I'm often Googling words some of my friends use in my various group chats. Within the realm of oral presentations, I have both strengths and weaknesses. The one strength I have within orals is that I rate myself at writing and presenting 21st speeches. However, when it comes to university and school, I feel as though I lack confidence and usually end up speaking in a very monotone voice with minimal eye contact. Presenting orally in front of people is a crucial skill for any type of teacher and is something that I need to work on. Focusing more on university, a lot of my classes have required readings for every week. I find myself struggling to read these consistently due to my motivation, which is something I need to work on. Another one of my strengths within English is that I am quite good at conceptualizing my ideas in various essays and articles. However, I'm not good at translating these ideas and putting into place a structure for my essay/article. In conclusion, my language and literacy journey is a long car drive. Sometimes it is not easy and can seem very tedious. I still have a lot of driving to go in my journey, and there are some things I need to tick off along the way. However, with determination and persistence, I have full belief I will reach the end of the road in becoming a teacher. The end.